Hey everyone, welcome back to our Go From Scratch series. Today we're going to look at conditionals and logical flow. We'll look at if statements, if, else, else if, and switch statements. So strap in, let's get started. So as always, let's create a new file. Let's call this one conditionals. Conditionals. I'll make sure I spell it correct this time. Conditionals.go. Not sure if I did spell it correctly. Conditionals. Okay, I think so. All right, so let's get started with our basic syntax, basic structure that we're already very familiar with. So package main. Let's import the format package so we can print stuff out, and we'll create our main function. So func main, and there we go. So we can have our little print line, hello world, hello conditionals. All right, so that's our hello world. Go run conditionals. Hello conditionals. All right, let's do it. So we've already touched on this actually. So in the last episode, we looked at one if statement where we were handling errors that were returned from a function. So we had a function that returned two values, and we wanted to check that if one of the values was present, then we would display one thing, whereas if another was displayed, we would display something else. So we have actually done if statements already. So we can go in, so if you haven't seen that episode, let's go through it now. So let's create a basic if statement that just checks to see, this is the one that they always do in the textbooks to see if you're an adult. Are you over 18? So let's just say our age is 30. So we've been through this before as well. So in Go, you can create a variable and assign the value to it at the same time using this colon equals. And now let's do the check. So we'll add an if statement. So if age is greater than or equal to 18, then we'll have our logic in here. So format, print line, you are an adult. Okay, it's an easy way to demonstrate this, but it's a very weird, silly example. This is the one I did at uni when I was learning if statements. Okay, so let's run it. So go run conditionals. Hello conditionals, you are an adult. So there we go. Looks like it's evaluating the way we're expecting. So if, very, very easy to write, very, very easy example, very easy to understand here. Cool. Let's clean this up because I don't want to see that every time. Now, there is more that you can do in an if statement. So you can have if, you can have else if, or you could just have else. So let's do the else side of things. So if you're if age is greater or equal to 18, print this. Otherwise, print line, sorry, you're not old enough yet. All right, so right now this is still going to evaluate to you're an adult because we've got our age set to 30. Let's just drop the 0, 3. I don't know if a 3-year-old would be able to run this program, but let's say they do. Then we run it here. Sorry, you're not old enough yet. So the first condition is checked here. It evaluates to false because 3 is less than 18. So then we run this side of things here. Okay, so let's add one more in there. So we can also add an else if, and that allows us to do an additional check. So we've got our else, which is the final sort of statement there. But let's add another one in between. So sorry, we need to have the closing brace there, but then else if, and we can add another statement here. So if age is, let's say, I don't know, greater than or equal to 13, then we can say I don't know. Again, sorry for this example. This is really weird. Format print line. You're a teenager. Okay. This is the stupidest program in the world, but here we are. So, okay. So if age is 18, let's go through all the examples, right? So 30, as we saw, it should say you're an adult because 30 is greater than 18. So you're an adult. Just to make it clear as well, if we do 18, that should also evaluate to adult. So there's that. Now let's go down one more to 17 and run that. You're a teenager. So now this one here is evaluating. So age is greater than or equal to 13. So what it does is it's going to go through these in order. So it'll check the first one and say greater than or equals to 18. No, that's false. Greater than or equal to 13. Yes, that's true. Okay, evaluate this one here. All right, let's go and do the final check. So 1, again, 1-year-old is not going to be able to run this program, but if they do, it will say, sorry, you're not old enough yet. Okay, so here you can see it evaluates this false, evaluates this false, and then the last one by default will just run this here. So that is our if, else if, and else statements. Okay, let's take a look at a different way of evaluating whether or not this condition is met as well. Let's do something a little bit more complex. So we've got our age check here. Let's just keep that. So let's just call this the if else if else. And then here let's have another thing where let's look a bit more at these logical operators. Logical operators. Okay. So let's do a new one where we're trying to get the score of some uni assignment or something like that. So our score is what should we make our score? Let's make it 80. Okay, so 80 out of 100. Now, if score is what should we say? Greater than or equals to 70. Whoops, to 70. And score is I don't know, less than or equal to 100. Right, so let's say 100 is the max. So we can say if your score is greater than or equals to 70 and score is less than or equals to 100, then whoops, then what should we say? I don't know. You got to print line, format print line. Congrats on the good score. So our score is 80, so this should evaluate to true. So it's greater than 70, and the score is less than or equals 100. Okay, so let me just check, save that, and then let's run it. So we got congrats on the good score. So this is evaluating the way we expect it to. Now, say we make this, I don't know, 800, then we shouldn't see anything. Yeah, so nothing happens there. So this evaluates to false, and then nothing happens here. This is another example of a logical operator. So there's AND, but there are also other ones that we can use as well. So we have AND, we have OR, and we have NOT. Right, so you can use any of these. So you can say, you know, this and this, or you can say this or this, or you can say not this. So if we let's use an example with OR. So if score is greater than 100 or less than 0, then we can format print line score invalid. right? So you can't get more than 100 and you can't get less than 0. Sorry, I've missed so here you need to write the full thing out here. So score greater than 100 or score less than 0. So let's change our score here to let's change it to minus 100. And then when we run it, we see score invalid. And then the same, let's change it to, let's change it to 1000. And we should see the same thing. Score invalid. Yep. So either greater than 100 or less than 0. We'll evaluate this. Okay. So, yeah. So, I mean, the not, that's kind of straightforward as well. So you can just chuck that in front of something and it will say, okay, if it's not this, then whatever. All right. So that's our logical operators here. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So we've got the just for the notes. I'll put it in here. So conditionals. We've got our logical operators. Let's take a look at our switch statement as well. In this one, let's do. Okay. So we'll keep track of the day. So the day today is Monday. Okay. So now we can do our switch statement, where in the switch statement, we'll check for a variety of different things. And if it's essentially saying, is it this, is it this, is it this? And then depending on what evaluates to true is the code that will execute. So it's a way of giving a bunch of options to the program based on a variable. So we'll see that here with the day. So the day is Monday, and we'll do a bunch of things depending on what day of the week it is. So to write a switch statement in Go, we just write switch. We write the variable that we're evaluating here. So in this case, it's day. And then we start our curly braces as well. So now we start writing the cases. So case Monday. Monday. And then this is where we'll put our logic. So format, print line, start of the week. Case Friday. Oops. Sorry. Case Friday. What should we say? I guess like, hey, I don't know. Thank God it's Friday. All right. Whoops. Okay, so here we can have a number of different cases in here depending on what the day is. So if day is Monday, we'll print this. If day is Friday, we'll print that. You can also specify a default. So here, if we do default, this will be what will fall back to. So if none of these are true, this is what's going to run. So yeah, I guess we can just say, I don't know, another day. Yeah, again, this is a very silly program, but it's a good sort of example. Okay, so we have our switch statement here. Now we're getting an error. I'm not sure why it's expecting a semicolon there. I think that might just be my editor, or have I done something wrong? Okay, let's save this. I don't think I've done anything wrong. It looks like it's all legit. Okay, so let's run this. Why do I have... Oh, sorry. I accidentally got rid of the closing curly brace for the main function. That's what it was complaining about. I don't know why it wanted the semicolon. Yeah, I think that might be when Go compiles, it does actually add a semicolon itself to these things here. So in languages like C, you need to add that semicolon yourself, but in Go, it'll actually do it for you when it compiles, which means you don't have that in your actual code here. So that's a little bit of a strange one, but yeah, it looks like I just left that off. So let's give that a run. Okay, and we're getting start of the week. So day is Monday, start of the week. Okay, let's change it to Friday and watch what happens. So now when we run it, thank God it's Friday. Cool. So I mean, let's do I don't know, let's do Tuesday just so we can see it fall through to the default. And another day. Okay, so there we go. We can kind of see how the switch statement is working there. So either it'll match one of these cases or it'll fall through to the default. Now you can actually, so here we've got the switch statement that is evaluating based on this variable here. But the interesting thing with Go is you don't actually need to do that. So let's add another switch statement here. And let's do it based on our score here. So we'll use the same variable here. Let's change it to something reasonable, right? So 85. Okay, so in our switch statement here, let's say switch, and let's call it result. And then we can add a case in here. So case, sorry, no, we will remove result there. So we're just going to have switch. Now, in the first case here, we're going to have score is greater than or equals to 80. And here we'll have this be a, it's been a while since I was at uni. I can't remember. Is that a high distinction? So format, print line, high distinction. And then we'll have case score is greater than or equals to, no, high distinction must be higher than that, right? Let's make it, I don't know, let's make it 90. I don't remember. So, okay, 80, and that will be format, print line. This will be a distinction. And case score greater than or equals to, greater than or equals to, I don't know, 70. Format print line credits. I really can't remember what the scores are. It's been a few years since I was at uni. And then so case score greater than or equals to 50. That's a pass. And then let's have the defaults of formats, print line. Let's just say fail. Okay. So, okay. So I don't know if it was worth typing all this out, but here we go. We have a very elaborate switch statement here to get our score. So our score up here is set at 85. So we should be in this distinction range here because it's not quite at 90 yet. So let's save that, and then I'll just clear the screen here and run that. So yeah, that's what we got. We got our distinction here. So this is just an example to show that you can do the evaluation within the switch statement here at the case level. So you don't need to use a variable in this switch statement. You can do it here, a switch statement without the variable. Cool. So we've looked at conditionals, logical operators, and some switch statements. I hope you're enjoying this. Please subscribe if you are for more. Leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next one.